Keanu Reeves is one of the most popular names in recent years. Everyone describes him as kind, rumble, and a perfect person they want to be with all the time. But what is the reason why Keanu, who is an introvert and rather shy character, is so loved? Why is everyone admiring him? In this video, I will tell you how you can turn your shyness into charisma if you're an introvert like Keanu Reeves with all 4 of these tricks. With applying these tricks, you can be popular and admired by people. Just like Keanu Reeves. The first trait of Keanu is adjusting his body language very well. Now, I know that this is so cliche, but in the case of Keanu, it's quite different. As we said, Keanu is a very introverted and shy person. Pay attention to how his hands tremble in this clip. Even after closing his hands, he's still fidgeting, and that shows us how excited and nervous he is. But the thing is, Keanu knows this and accepts it very well. He doesn't try to be someone that he's not. He's not suppressing his excitement inside and doesn't try to be someone cool or badass. He fits in his character and is quite happy with it. Thus, instead of showing his shyness as insecurity, he conveys his excitement with the audience. And this makes him look more confident. So he always prefers to have his hands open and shows his palms to the audience even if he's nervous. And that's where the real trick comes from. Most of you are probably aware of how often and how fast he uses his hands gestures. He always uses his hand like he's in a rush, but another thing is, showing the palm is one of the easiest ways to build trust with the other person and is often the first move to do. In other words, instead of suppressing the excitement inside, he reflects it to you in the most reliable way. And that makes you convey his excitement and like him more. Now, as a shy and introverted person who wants to turn it into his own charisma, you should never hide those feelings. Imagine you're sitting in the corner like a shy and an unconfident loser. No one likes it, right? So, you should try to accept it and make it your own. And try to convey the excitement of you, just like Keanu does. You can pay attention and copy his hand gestures too. As for talking about conveying the excitement you have, his second and most useful trick is giving life to his story. That's what makes him easily admirable and fun to watch. Check this to see what I'm talking about.
I'm like hanging out, there's a doorway. All of a sudden we're looking over there and this like jacket comes waving through the doorway. Like just an empty, there's no head, there's no body, there's no legs, it's just there, and then it disappears. And I was a little kid and I thought, okay, well that's interesting. And then I looked over at the nanny and she's like this. And I'm like, oh wow, so that was real. Oh, okay.
Look how nervous and excited he is. Here's another one.
It was kind of evil and it would steal gold. You know what, we should get, maybe we could collaborate on this.
I noticed that Keanu is most of the time in a stable mood, but when he's telling a story, he gets so much excited, and by giving life to his story with his body language, he conveys his feelings with us easily. Moreover, his normal and stable mood just increases the impact of his excitement, because you know, he's not always like that. And even if the story is a boring one, sharing that moment with his body language still makes it interesting to watch. That's why everyone still wants to pay attention to him. Here's another clip.
And years ago, and they kind of went, excuse me. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, do you want to make a comic? And I was like, and then I started to kind of like look around where I was, and I noticed all these comic books. And I was like, absolutely, I want to make a comic book, you know, because I'd gone there thinking maybe it was an idea for a film, but then they were like...
For context, he's talking about how he decided to make a comic. As you can see, there's nothing so much special about the story. It even can be considered regular, but still, just because he gave life to his story, people pay attention and wanted to listen to him more. And on top of that, since you are boiling inside, giving life to your story with your body language will make you convey your excitement more effectively. So people will feel and like it, even if the story is boring for sure. Another trait of Keanu is he's giving absurd answers. Now, check this to see what I'm talking about, and before we get into too much detail.
Native to Ireland. Okay, so all of those are kind of like the thing, and what's going to be the thing, and then what's the thing that you don't think it's going to be, so you're going to say turtle.
Right, but then you're going to change your answer to?
Lizard.
Lizard. Yes! Lizard is good.
Well, instead of giving the regular answer that everyone expected, he tried to add color to the conversation by adding spices to the answer in a slightly different way. Here's another and my favorite example.
All right. What is your secret for always staying down to earth? Well, I mean, gravity.
Now, everyone was expecting his daily routine or kind of stuff like that, but the gravity answer was just so absurd and funny to watch. Giving absurd answers is a technique you can always use to add excitement to a boring conversation. But remember that you shouldn't go too much with the answer, and moreover, you should make clear that it's just a joke. Let's have a look at this clip to understand what I'm talking about.
Later movie, yeah.
It's a drug movie. Yeah, but it's going amazing. It's been a really strange experience for me because I've been doing the superhero thing for a while now. And now I'm doing heroin.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone knows that it's a superhero movie and it's a joke for sure, but imagine what would be if it's not a joke for sure. I hope you got the idea. Coming back to the case, your absurd answers don't always have to be something funny. Sometimes it can be something that has a deeper meaning and makes people think over it. Here's an example.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
It makes people sad and stop the time for a second there, but that was really absurd and wasn't expected for that moment. But he hooked everyone's attention for a second and made them think. Continue this clip, he's not a trait of Keanu Reeves. That makes him charismatic and recognizable, which brings us the last trick in this video. Overreacting situations. Now, notice how he walks off after giving his answer. That move just doubled the impact of the moment. Here's another example.
Has to try and guess what they just said. This is fun.
It's fun, yeah. Okay.
Are we going? Put on the headphone. You don't play parlor games?
What?
No, that's not on your head yet. Oh, okay.
Throughout his interviews, you can see that he can overreact situations easily. And that is another trick to escalate the energy of the conversation easily. Almost all of the charismatic people that you admire apply this rule, and you should learn it too. But warning again, you don't want to do this all the time. Or moreover, you want to apply this trick to your own style. Don't copy. I mean, you can copy, but anyways, you get what I mean. For example, here, Sophie Turner overreacts to a situation.
You just got married.
I did!
You did it! Yes! You did it!
I did it!
You did it!
That works for her, but if Keanu would have tried that would look awkward. So when applying this, be careful about not running out of your character. And moreover, you shouldn't be looking like you forced it, because in both ways you're gonna seem unattractive. By the way, let me tell you this. These were some of Keanu's good habits that work for him, but I noticed that there are bad habits of his that you shouldn't copy even if you're an introverted or shy person just like him. For example, he talks for too long without making eye contact. Talking without eye contact for long periods of time breaks the bond in conversation and moreover can be a sign of insecurity. Keanu does this often, but I never recommend you to do. Most of the time he looks away, sighs, and just looks like he's looking at empty spaces, and that's not looking cool. Even if you are an insecure one, try to make eye contact often to get over this and as a first step, you know? His second trait that I don't like is he leans away most of the time. This move has a lot of meaning, but as for Keanu, that makes him look like he wants to put some space with people, and therefore that can be considered a sign of insecurity. Instead, try to lean forward to your back, and sometimes when the topic is something that you're interested in, you can try to lean in for a short period of time. This will make you look more confident for sure. Anyways, please write your thoughts in the comments, and if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one.